Good pupils, today I'll be taking you music. My name is Joseph Lucas. Our topic today is African musical instruments. African musical instruments. Objective of this lesson: at the end of the lesson, you should be able to first define African musical instruments. Define African musical instruments. 2. Mention types of African musical instruments. Mention kinds of African musical instruments. And explain the types of African musical instruments. Explain the types of African musical instruments. First, let us define what is African musical instruments. African musical instruments are instruments that are constructed in African countries to accompany musical performance. Each tribe or ethnic group make use of instruments which are made from metals available in their locality. As we all know, each and every one of us belongs to a tribe or ethnic group, and we have our own type of instruments that we use within our locality. So these instruments that we use are the ones that are referred to as African musical instruments. Now let us look at the types of African musical instruments. These musical instruments that we are talking about can be classified into 4 groups. 1. Idiophones. 2. Membranophones. 3. Aerophones. And 4. Cordiophones. I take that again. Idiophones, membranophones, aerophones, and cordiophones. Now let us look at the idiophones. The idiophones are the type of African musical instruments that produce sound when they are shaken or struck. They are the type of African musical instruments that produces sound when they are shaken or struck. They are made of 1. Metals, 2. Wood, 3. Seeds. They are made up of metals, wood, and seeds. Now let us look at example of these idiophones. From the pictures you are seeing on your screen, these are the example of the idiophones instruments. These are instruments that produces sound when they are shaken or struck. Now let us look at the second class, which is membranophones. Membranophones are types of African musical instruments that are made of animal skin stretched over a hollow shell of wood or metal called a resonator. Examples of these membranophones are talking drum, samba, bedu drum, etc. Examples of these membranophones again are talking drum, samba, bedu drum, etc. Now, from the picture you are seeing on your screen, these are examples of the membrano phones. These are the example of the membrano phones. We can see them from the screen. African musical instruments are mainly to accompany musical performance. They are mainly to accompany musical performance. Now, when we meet in our next class, we continue from where we stop. Thank you.